Hello, you hottie hot hotties, and welcome to Wild&T with Tawny.
Tara.
Tony.
And Teddy.
So, welcome to our latest episode of Wild&T. We are going to do a little review of our monthly challenges. So, last month we had a fall craft challenge. I managed to do mine at the last minute. I made a little wreath that I hung on my door. What did you guys do?
I also
made
did
some
a
little
wreath
witch
that's
hats.
still on my door.
Yeah, I made some little witch hats. So it was like a kit that I got, and they were witch hats, and put like ribbon on them, and then these little like tea lights inside of them, and I hung them outside by on my porch.
Cute, cute.
I technically didn't really do a fall craft, so I was supposed to turn my door into like a Harry Potter 9 3/4 platform, but in lieu of that, I planned and executed a murder mystery party, so that took a lot of time.
Who could have done this? The butler.
Teddy had a fall party instead of a fall craft. So this month we're setting a new challenge for ourselves, and it's going to fall into the theme of what we're going to be talking about this episode. We decided to set a challenge for ourselves to basically make our own try to follow a little contouring tutorial, like makeup on your face. So none of us are like some of us are more makeup-y than others, and some of us know how have
I mean,
these
I'm
skills.
literally only wearing mascara right now.
I mean,
That's
same.
it. No
Some
makeup.
of us have more of these skills than others, I should say that. But we decided because like none of us have really contoured very much, so we decided that for our monthly challenge this month, we're going to try and learn how to contour. How do you guys feel that's going to go for you?
I feel like
Yeah.
it's not going to go well, but I think it'll be so funny to see, especially if we're all following the same video, full face makeup.
Yeah, it'll be my
It'll
first
be a fun
time
challenge.
trying to do
I
a
have to
full.
see if I have to see if I even have the right stuff because I just don't own a lot of makeup. So we'll see.
I know I'll definitely be improvising with whatever I have.
Yeah, it'll be really funny. It's just, oh, are we gonna do fake eyelashes too?
No, that's a no for
No,
me.
fine.
I mean, y'all can, but I'm not going to do fake eyelashes.
That's a full face.
You
Isn't that a
should do
full
fake
face?
eyelashes. If you
You should
have
have them,
them,
Teddy.
you should do them.
I can just do many layers of my mascara. It's like fantastic. So mine'll work.
Teddy, just go for like the full Yzma eyelash. Like, so I
Every
got like
time.
a little while ago, I was doing like the Fabit fun boxes, and I got like one of those dual like contouring sticks, like highlighter and bronzer. And I remember trying it, but like the bronzer was so dark. Like when I tried to like smudge it out, it literally just looked like dirt smudges, like across my cheek.
I know. I don't understand how they get it to blend so well, especially with blush. Like I just look like a clown as soon as I put too pink of blush on.
Yeah.
I know you get that, like you put a little dab and you're like, that's not enough. So you do a little more and you're like, I still can't see it. And then you do a little bit more, that's like way too much suddenly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's real. That's real.
Well,
I,
sounds like a good challenge.
it's definitely a challenge because I don't think any of us have ever had like a super comfortable relationship with a lot of makeup. So
It's gonna be fun to figure out. So before we get into our main topic today, it is November when we're recording this. Thanksgiving is going to be in a couple of weeks, and then we have December. So I have a question for you guys because I feel like this is something that has been debated in our household a lot. When is it okay to start listening to Christmas music?
I have really strong feelings on this matter. Okay. Every single year, this is a debate between me and my husband because December 1st, all right? And my reasoning behind that is we listen to the same songs every single year. Okay, please let's just limit it to 1 month. Not that I'm a Christmas hater or a Christmas song hater. I will carol and jam out with everybody else, right? But 1 month, okay? They're the same songs every single month, just different voices singing them, and they don't bring enough of the want a hippopotamus for Christmas or I want for Christmas my two front teeth in there, okay, to be able to like mix it up enough. All right, I'm just saying. December 1st. Let the other holidays have their moment, please.
I agree
Well-
that you should let the other holidays have their moment, and especially because I am a big lover of Thanksgiving. But Christmas music starts the day after Thanksgiving, and it should be allowed to go all the way to New Year's. That's my opinion.
I mean, as long as it's not forced on me, you can listen to it any time of the year, but don't force it on other people, is what I would say. I would say probably around Thanksgiving because it gets me into just the holiday spirit. I understand people who start listening to it earlier, especially after COVID. I feel like people just really, really want the holidays and right now. And it just seems to be getting earlier and earlier when people do the full shebang lately. And, you shouldn't like damper there. Yuck there, yeah. With that. If that makes them happy, go for it. Just don't force it on other people.
Yeah, no, I have similar thoughts to that. I used to definitely be like very, very against it happening anytime before Thanksgiving. And now people, at the stroke of midnight on October 31st or November 1st, people are Christmas is here, right? And yeah, I think I admire the planning ahead and the fortitude that those who can do that have. I just am like in so much denial against winter every single year that like I'm not prepared mentally for Christmas to be right around the corner. And I really enjoy
Maybe
Thanksgiving.
that's what it is. Maybe that's really what it is. It's that winter mentality. What for people who are summer, spring, fall lovers, they're just like, if you start Christmas music, that means winter is here, and we're not ready for that. So maybe that's just one of the biggest parts of it. 'Cause that totally makes sense. Because all of a sudden you're like, winter wonderland, and you're like, no, I don't want freaking snow. I don't want to think about that before Thanksgiving. That's a good
No,
point.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. So it's just like it's hard for me to accept that it is actually going to be cold for the next 6 months. So that's why that's
Yeah.
why
The next 6 months.
that's why I put off the Christmas mood. It's not until like the seasonal depression hits hard that I'm like Christmas music to lift my spirits.
I think actually going along those lines, for me, it's got to be the stress. Christmas stresses me out. And it's not the like actual holiday spirit, and it's not the giving, and it's not, all that. It's the expectation of gifts that I cannot stand. And not just like people expect to get gifts, but like they expect a certain level of gifts, and that stresses me out. Because I'm like, I have to like meet your level, and I have to make you happy for this gift, because otherwise you're gonna be like, ooh, Tawny's giving me a gift. I don't want that. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's nothing having to, I'm sure that it's not that way for them, but in my head it's that way for me. But I've actually been a lot better about having my Christmas shopping done by December. And I'm actually almost done, which I'm really excited about. Just have a couple more people to take care of, and then I'm done. And so maybe I'll feel a little bit better about it this year. Maybe I'll change my mind on when we can start listening to Christmas music.
Oh my gosh, I feel like Connie's is like a trauma response. to
I
Christmas
know.
music.
It's gotta be. I don't even know. Let's not dig that one up.
That actually reminds me, because I saw the other day, I was watching some of my astrology videos, and Mercury retrograde is going to be coming up real soon.
What does this mean?
Ooh, not the retrograde.
Ready?
And one of the astrologers brought up an excellent point. because Mercury will be going retrograde on December 13th. And when Mercury goes retrograde, things tend to go awry, especially when it comes to like shipping and short-term travels and stuff like that. So try and get your Christmas shopping done before December 13th.
Sent out apparently.
That is a good goal for everybody for sure. Get your Christmas shopping done before December 13th.
Early December challenge.
You know,
Otherwise, you can expect there to be difficulty.
the Christmas underneath the Christmas tree won't be empty if you never have a Christmas tree.
Teddy,
So
are
sad,
you
though.
okay?
No. I could not tell you the last time I had a Christmas tree for Christmas. So
Well, Tanya's coming to me for Christmas, so that means I have to get a Christmas
She
tree
has
for the
to.
first time in years.
yeah, but you live in Michigan. All you have to do is go around the corner and chop one down, and then you're there. You're good.
It's
that's
true.
actually what
It
she's
is what I
doing.
will be doing. I am doing that.
Does she plant it at the beginning of the year and nurture it so that it would be ready?
Not a Charlie Brown one.
I'll bring my blankie.
Just needs a little love.
Maybe it just needs a little love.
All right, so for our main topic today, we're going to be talking about the subject of makeup and whether or not women should be wearing more makeup and whether or not we wear more makeup and stuff like that. So this is based off of a article slash video of a woman who got on and talks about how she thinks it's unacceptable for grown women to not wear makeup. So she says in her video, it's unacceptable for any woman to go to any upscale event or even the club with a bare face. I don't care how pretty you think you are with the bare face. We all think we're beautiful with a bare face. But there's a time and a place for a bare face. So you need to grow up and learn how to do makeup. What do you guys think about that? About women telling other women, specifically, that they need to be wearing makeup to events and to go to certain places, etc., etc., etc.
I don't think they should ever feel like it's a requirement if they are not comfortable with it, which is plenty of women. On the other hand, I understand her point where she's like, are you going to show up to my wedding as a bridesmaid? I have full makeup and you don't even do your hair. Just go wear this gown and you add nothing to it.
I like that, thinking of makeup as a tactic.
100%.
And also
It's
meant to portray something, like mostly something about you. It's about how you're presenting yourself to the world, right? And not everybody needs to be wearing full face makeup. Some people are very confident without full face makeup or any makeup. And some people just need that little boost of confidence by wearing makeup. And like either one is okay.
I think that's it brings up another interesting thing is why in the world do we even wear makeup, right? It's not like anyone's forcing anyone to wear makeup. We don't have to wear makeup. No one has to wear makeup. So why do we wear makeup? And I think, yeah, makeup's definitely a tool, just like anything else, just like fashion in general is a tool. And I think that over the decades, it's definitely been a more, even though, yeah, the bottom line is it's a money industry. They're gonna make money by selling makeup. For sure, for sure, for sure. We already know that. Capitalism, blah blah blah. But I think over the decades, like it's turned more body positive and we want to help you
Feel confident.
we want to help you enhance your beauty, help you feel more confident, help you enhance the natural beauty that you have if you don't want to, then that's like your prerogative. No one's forcing makeup on anyone. So to say that you're not being a responsible adult woman by not wearing makeup is really dumb.
Rude.
On a double standard, let's just mention that. That's not fair. The thing that bothers me about this is I feel like it should be more of a focus on just make sure that if you're at an event that requires that you look your best, that you just appear presentable. So if you're looking a little tired, you know, if you didn't sleep well that night, then there's different things you can do, like, you know, an under eye concealer, you know, ice, depuff yourself,
Sleep.
like whatever it is. But I mean, there's a difference to me between wear a full face of makeup because you're a grown woman and just look presentable. You know, just do your hair and throw on a little bit of mascara because then your eyes look more awake. And that's what bothers me is it's why is it such a focus on wear makeup to hide your flaws and enhance your features versus how about we talk about skincare instead? Because that's going to enhance your features and hide your flaws because then there won't be flaws. How about we focus on that? Because that's where you're going to get the glow from instead of that highlighter you just threw all over your face. I mean, that's the thing that bothers me is it's like she's saying you need to wear makeup because we're adults and that's our job versus you just need to look presentable. And I feel like that's the difference is just make sure you look presentable.
It makes me think of like back in our grandmother's days when, you know, you did not go to the store in pajamas. You put
Your
on
hair curlers.
Put on your
Yep.
face.
You put on everything. You put on your face, you put on your nice clothes, you did your hair in order to go to the store. And of course nowadays we throw up our hair in a messy bun and wear like sweatpants in order to go to the store.
And if it's cold, that means I can start wearing slippers.
Yeah, I thought it was odd that she was saying every woman thinks that their bare face is beautiful, and that is not true. Like I know very few women who are confident without makeup. Even if they don't wear makeup constantly, there are very few women who are that confident without makeup. And they definitely feel more attractive when they do wear makeup versus having their bare face. So I thought that was a weird thing she assumed.
Well, and I like that she says, I don't care how pretty you think you are. That's kind of
Yeah.
mean.
She's like, you ain't pretty, but you think you are.
You're not pretty enough
So
to go
you
without
agree.
makeup.
You think you're pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've definitely shown up at like early morning meetings and people are like, oh my gosh, Tawny, what's wrong? Are you sick? And I'm like, no, I just don't have mascara on. Like, F off. Leave me alone. But
Yeah. Can we stop that? Like, I show up to work at 8 a.m. and they're like, you look so tired. And it's like, duh. I woke up an hour ago. Of course I look tired. It takes a while for me to look awake. Okay.
Like I should
Okay, like
not
stop
be,
pointing it out.
I should not be in a social situation until at least 10 o'clock. Then I'll look okay.
If
I
I've
do not
woken
wake
up
up
in a
until
fright-
past noon, technically.
yeah.
For someone
That
who
is so
doesn't
frustrating
drink
to me.
coffee on the regular or like ever, I do not wake up. I woke up like this, tired. I woke up like this. I woke up tired every day.
Well, and that's what's frustrating is I would show up with a full face of makeup and I would still be told I look tired because my eyes get puffy. I have dark circles that I'm not good at covering, and I would still get told I look tired. I'm like, that's it.
And like the thing is on top of it, like this is what people's faces look like. We know this. It's not a surprise. It's not a shock. People have like we know what people's faces look like when they're not like wearing makeup.
not if you have
Or
your war
covering
paint on
up.
to me. Not if you have your war paint on.
Mhm.
It just made me think of like the whole thing with like telling women, she's like, you shouldn't be going barefaced at a club or whatever. Like, how do you know for sure that they are barefaced? What if they just put on like a minimum of makeup? Or like their makeup melted off, or like anything else.
Melted off because those clubs are hot. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's what happens at the club. Your makeup melts off.
No, that's another good point actually. And like when cuz I went to college in Hawaii and it's very humid and I rarely wore makeup because if I wore makeup, I would just sweat it off. Like it would just, or I'd jump into the ocean and it would, I just didn't like, and I hated waterproof makeup because that was, ugh, it's gross. Anyway, I just don't like it. so, so it was just like, there's not really, and no one in the community like really wore a ton of makeup as far as women went. And so we were all like, but everyone was super gorgeous, right? Like you have these gorgeous people walking around 24/7. And so I'm like, man, I feel bad that I'm not as naturally gorgeous as these girls, but also I'm like, I don't feel bad that I'm not wearing makeup. So it wasn't until I moved from a very hot, humid place to a very dry place where the eyelashes in this state cause the freaking butterfly effect when 'cause there's so many just large eyelashes and a lot more girls who very regularly, you know, put on a full face of makeup and have this different beauty standard societally than there was on an island. And so that's another thing to take into consideration is your climate really does matter. It does matter. And no, maybe, yeah, in one area of the world, they wear a lot of makeup, and in another area of the world, they don't. And that no one should be judged either way.
And I definitely want to mention that a lot of it could just be because I'm not good at makeup and I don't have the passion for it like a lot of people do. And don't get me wrong, women who put on makeup and just like look completely flawless, like I will stare because you're beautiful. Like, oh my goodness. But but also at the same
Good
time too,
job.
I've also heard that like a lot of women that do wear a lot of makeup regularly causes skin problems and it causes like breakouts and just, uneven skin tones and things like that. And I just feel like there should be a good balance between the two. I mean, definitely if you're going to wear that much makeup, like wonderful, like that's awesome. Do what makes you feel good, do, what you're comfortable with. And like I said, it's an art. It's really cool to see. Me personally, like Teddy, you're saying, don't judge either way. It just doesn't matter that much.
And that's the thing, like growing up, like in junior high, I had friends that wore a ton of makeup, right? And I had bad acne when I was in junior high. And any time that I put on foundation, I felt like it made it 10 times worse. And that you're like, oh, she's definitely putting on foundation because of all of the acne on her face, right? And then it would just cause more acne. And so it was just this horrible, horrible cycle. So I would feel insecure with makeup, insecure without makeup, and nothing was helping.
Yeah, why were we taught in high school, middle school to cover it up instead of how to like treat it better? I mean, that's not something I learned until I was an adult.
Yeah, yeah. And I still get adult acne like all the freaking time. So but now I don't know. It's just my skin looks a lot better now than it did when I was going through puberty at the brink of it. And I know how to like when my skin can handle makeup and when it can't handle makeup. And so being more aware of that. And um I just wanted to mention how like this topic was surrounded by, like you said, Tara, Pamela Anderson at Paris Fashion Week. And just, her pictures look stunning. She looks stunning. She looks
She's
amazing.
glowy. She's dewy.
Yeah.
She's good. She doesn't look tired. You wouldn't be like, oh, did you roll out of bed? Because you look so tired.
Plus,
no
who would
one
do
would
that to
do
Pamela Anderson? Nobody.
So true. Yeah. You're like, yeah, you can tell the difference between when she wears makeup and when she doesn't, but her natural look looks good. Good.
She's not any less beautiful just because of it. And that's so frustrating for that video of that woman.
Be like, this is inappropriate. She didn't show up in the nude. Like she just didn't put on makeup.
Her birthday face.
Her face walking out in the buff. Shocking.
One of the things that I noticed, like looking at the Pamela Anderson pictures and like looking at like her with makeup and her without. And like this is one of the things of like for me is like kind of an insecurity, but it's not like an insecurity so much as it is just like a I don't want to look that way sort of thing. Is like you could tell the biggest difference to me was her eyes, right? So like her eyes, like with with like eye makeup and stuff, it usually makes the eyes look bigger, brighter, etc., etc. And so it was just like normalized, and like there's nothing wrong with that. But I was just like, it hit home for me because I was like, if she just put on a little bit of mascara, it would look so much better, or whatever, you know. And like for me, that's a big thing because like I rarely leave the house without putting on mascara. Like I don't do full makeup. Like I'll do like half full like natural makeup for church or like an event or something. But I rarely ever leave the house without putting mascara on my eyelashes. And it's because I have very light eyelashes. I do not have dark eyelashes. And so I feel like I look like a psychopath when I go out into the world without mascara.
That's
And I
real.
feel like I look a lot less scary to people when I put mascara on as opposed to when I don't. So
I just I have the same issue because Tara and Tawny both have like beautiful dark full eyelashes. And I do
We do.
have long eyelashes, but you don't know that until I apply the mascara because you can't see it
Yeah.
because they're just so much lighter. And oh my gosh, Tony, it just makes me this is what I think of again, flashbacks in my life of how when I started applying makeup more regularly was when Tony and I served missions and we were at the airport before we were going to say goodbye to our family for 18 months. And mom says, just because you're sister missionaries doesn't mean you have to look homely. And like, I'm sure mom will say
Oh,
that
Mom.
she never said that,
yep,
but she
always,
did.
always those bold comments.
Lots
You
of
down
love
to
from
earth.
mom. But I was like, that really hit me. And so I had to go out every single day as a missionary and, talk to people. And I didn't want to scare people away with my face. So I put makeup on every day to look like okay and not homely. so so yeah, that's was my turning point of putting on mascara at the very least daily.
I think it's super funny how there's like the difference between Teddy and Tony and Tara and me is that you've got the light hair, light eyes, light eyelashes, and Tara and I've got the dark hair, dark eyes, dark eyelashes. So like I remember this one time in 6th grade, I think it was. Tara, you'd been just like playing around with makeup on us and you put eyeliner on me. And then a week later, one of my friends was like, Tony, you wearing eyeliner? I was like a week ago. And she said, well, don't, it looks scary. Because my eyes are so dark that I guess I just look scary and I already have, RBF naturally. So apparently it's very much that like don't mess with me if I have eyeliner on. So
It is, especially
Tommy's
the way we were
goth
doing it back then too, because it was,
under
it's
on the
pencil,
underneath.
the thick pencil liner. Yeah, the eyeliner. As soon as I discovered eyeliner, I was like, I'm never going back. This is a magic tool. And it did scare people more for sure. I had situations where one time I was wearing like this black headband with like my bun. I was wearing a black shirt and I had my black eyeliner on because I didn't know about mascara yet. And I remember like turning, it was like kind of like getting dark, and I turned the corner to someone I usually see, and they're like, oh, like scared because of the look. And I was like, yeah, man, this is where it's at. Like I was about that.
That's beautiful.
people go running when they see me come walking down the street.
I was like, this is the right way to wear makeup.
You got a reaction. That's the purpose.
Yeah, no, it didn't stop me from wearing eyeliner. I used to wear it almost daily. I loved wearing eyeliner. Haven't in a long time, but for me, it was definitely, I started wearing mascara a lot more when I discovered my favorite kind of mascara, which is the Better Than
That's a
Sex
big
Too
thing.
Faced mascara. My all-time favorite.
The Too Faced eyeliner is also my favorite. I love that one.
My eyes are sensitive, and I have to use Milk's Koosh mascara because it's vegan, and but it also the biggest part for me is the brush. The brush has to be the right brush.
I have milk mascara on my eyes right now, Tara, because of you. So
Yeah,
This
man.
is this
Good stuff.
milk.
No, I went through a spot too where I was like having allergic reactions to mascara and I had to change my favorite mascara in order to like not be blinded every single day.
Yeah.
One of the things
Don't put it on me. I'm not ready for that yet. I love mine.
That's so funny. No, but that's real too, and that's like another motivation to not wear makeup is it's nice to give your eyes a break because when you do wear it constantly, it really does the wear and tear on your face, I think.
Because you're not, because then next thing you know, you're wearing it all day and then you're driving home like crying because you're blind and you can't see because the makeup's got in your eyes if you were sweating and the natural oils
Yep.
and everything just ends up there.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I mean, unless you have like super, super organic, expensive makeup, which some people do, and that's what they want to invest their money in, and it works. Like, cool. I am not as particular. I will go to the drugstore and buy makeup there because I am poor.
I
There
just
was
don't
a
have the commitment to keep like touching it up throughout the day either. I just don't.
That's
I
true.
don't want to
I
have to do
never
that.
think about that because I don't carry
People
around
touch
makeup
up.
during the day. Yeah, right? You're like, oh yeah, I forget people do that. That's like a normal
Wild.
thing. You know, you don't just leave your lipstick at home that you put on. You have to take it with you to touch up.
Oh yeah, that's
But I
true.
think when I was in my early 20s is when I decided to invest in skincare. And that really changed the makeup game for me. I just felt like I didn't have to spend as much on makeup, especially because no one cares if I wear makeup or not. I mean, they notice, obviously, but no one really cares.
Yeah, one of the things that like took me so long to get into makeup too was because as a teenager, as a teenager in the early 2000s, I would watch my friends and people put on like full faces of makeup and you could just like see the line of like
It was
where
the worst
the
time.
foundation ended. And that always bothered me. I hated it so much. I was like, what is the point? What is the point of putting on makeup if everybody can tell that you're wearing makeup?
Yeah.
And like I felt so validated, right? Watching this show on Netflix one time. And like I think it's like Ginny and Georgia or something like that. And it's the mom and like the girl is quoting her mom about like putting on makeup and the mom tells her she's like if people can see where the makeup ends and your face like begins, then you're not wearing makeup, you're wearing a mask. And I was like, yes, that's what it is. You're not wearing makeup, you're wearing a mask.
Yeah, I wish
Valid.
I was better at makeup though, because I feel like you can tell my age by my makeup choices and how good I am not being with the times in makeup because it's just so hard to replicate. It's too hard for me because we did grow up with the early 2000s with terrible makeup choices and it's hard to adjust.
You have to be careful with the trends that are coming back and the ones that stayed in the past.
Yeah, I'm not into the super pale lip, right? That they used to have in like
Yeah.
the early 2000s. Do you remember that? That started to make a little bit of a comeback, turns out. So, but yeah, I don't know. And like we weren't really allowed to wear makeup until we were 14 years old. So we didn't like get
Was it
into the
14? I felt like it was like 16, but
well,
Mhm.
maybe I mean, yeah, I
I think I
remember
had
being
foundation
14.
sooner, but mom let me. But anything other than that, I couldn't.
I
Yeah,
think
but
they were
foundation.
like, when I turned 14 and I discovered eyeliner, they're like, okay, but no other makeup is essentially what they said until you're 16. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, no, which I totally get it. Like that, it's a hard thing to decide, like to allow like your 10-year-old little girl to start putting on a full face of makeup. Like that would be a hard decision as a parent and parent how you feel best. But that we weren't. It wasn't like something that we were super into. We weren't super confident in ourselves either. our mom wasn't super into makeup. She's a gorgeous, gorgeous woman, so she looked great always, and would have her, mascara and her blush and
Her rouge.
her rouge.
Mhm.
So, yeah, so we had to be like very, very self, motivated to learn makeup, and I definitely wasn't. I just wanted to I just wanted to embrace like the I don't know, low key, don't look at
Oh my
me
gosh.
sort of.
Yeah, the
I mean, Teddy, as a
opposite for that
tennis player,
lady.
you were tan enough. You didn't even need makeup. Okay.
That's true.
Tennis
Um,
season.
And for the opposite,
Like
that lady
what?
says for like Teddy's example, like Teddy went to school in sweats and a sweater, like baggy sweats and a baggy sweater. And can you imagine if you wore a full face of makeup in that outfit? It would make no sense.
I played
You're
basketball,
like, but why?
okay? It was
But why did you
allowed.
do that?
I'm like, okay, but
It's
that would
true.
kind of fit for the aesthetic of where we grew up too. Like people did
Well,
do
Yeah.
that.
for now,
So
actually, now that is the trend. Is now they wear everything baggy, so you can't even see people's shapes, but they have full. That's how it is now, though.
I mean, that sounds grand. That sounds great to do baggy with a full face of makeup. Like, yes, but like at that age, it wouldn't
Yep.
have made sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely wasn't popular. So
Well, we
oh,
never have
man.
to deal with the pictures of the bad foundation jawline. So
That's
none of us
true.
have to deal with that.
There's that silver
We're
lining.
saved from one thing.
We just have the normal awkward early teenager years photos. So that apparently these generations below us never went through puberty. So but yeah, no, it's an interesting debate. And no, it's not actually. I'm sorry. It's not a debate. It's an
Not
interesting
interesting and not a debate.
it's an interesting point that this chick who obviously I don't think she's not putting out mean girl vibes is what I'm saying. And it's interesting that she feels so strongly about this. I don't think I've ever heard someone being like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that woman isn't wearing any makeup." Like I don't feel like this is the age where we should be putting women down for choosing whether or not they're going to wear makeup at a certain event. If you do want to, have people in your wedding line, I guess that seems an appropriate time to bring up the makeup topic. But even then, I don't know how appropriate it is to be like, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna kick you out of my wedding if you don't show up with makeup on. Like that's a little bit
I mean, if it's
extreme.
that big a deal, pay for it. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, if
then
it's
they
that
can
big a deal, pay for it.
you can accommodate and be like, hey, I'm going to have a makeup artist do everyone's makeup. So
Yeah, or chip in. I mean, I've had people do that too.
I mean, I feel like the makeup is as much of an expectation as like hair and a dress when it comes to weddings. So that's just
There-
like I think that's just like a
yeah.
whole other thing.
Yeah, that's a whole other event. That's a whole other thing. I think in the topic where this was brought up, which was, you know, Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, she wasn't going against anyone or offending anyone by not like, so it was just a personal choice that was made and it's totally okay. A bunch of men showed up to the Paris Fashion Week with no makeup on and no one got blasted. So
That was an
They will
excellent
now.
point. I know.
Let's blast them now.
Once again, y'all are gonna get to watch us learn how to do a little more makeup, even after all of our talking about how much makeup we don't do.
We're challenging ourselves.
You're gonna
this is a
You're gonna
challenge.
get to see some. You're gonna get to see some videos of us trying our no makeup skills. So thank you for joining us for this episode. This is this is Wild&T, and we hope that you'll tune in later. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
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 Thank you for listening to Wild&T. This podcast episode was produced and edited by Teddy Chanpoon, Kyron Maciel, and Dallas Hanson. Remember to subscribe, rate, review, and of course, share with your sisters. For more content, you can follow Wild&T on all platforms or our individual socials. See you next week.